This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
This is the original 99X. I'm Barnes. That's Leslie. Let's jump into some Sleaze because there's a whole lot going on today. Stick around. We'll get you backstage for Big Day Out. About a half hour away. Sleaze brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. You want to learn more? Just head to McDonald's.com.
You know, I love the actors on actors. I don't know if you've seen some of that, but it's just two actors talking to each other. But this one is actually pretty interesting because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and his son Patrick. And they're talking about navigating nepotism and, of course, earning roles on your own.
To me, the name Schwarzenegger always meant a big plus. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you were talking about that it can also be, you know, a kind of an obstacle.
Yeah.
Explain that.
I mean, from my side, I feel it in multiple different ways. But I guess Mike White said it comes with baggage, is what he said. Not meaning just, you know, our last name, Schwarzenegger. But I think this idea of when you have successful parents like I do with you and with Mom, or anybody else out there that's trying to be an actor that's kind of in those shoes, there's an added level of I think what other people think. And I think Mike was worried about if he casted me, what other people would think, which they did. They did care about that. You know, people said, oh, I got the role just because of you or for Mom or whatever that is. And I think Mike was a little bit kind of apprehensive at first about that.
He had a lot of pressure, but he nailed it.
Yeah, I was talking about Mike White, of course, from The White Lotus. Now, we had, remember the naked scene or the nude scene, and a lot of his family spoke up about it, but I had never heard what Arnold Schwarzenegger thought about his son's nude scene.
I'm watching your show, and I'm watching you with your butt sticking out there. And all of a sudden I see the weenie, and I say to myself, what is going on here? I mean, this is crazy. And then I said to myself, well, Arnold, hello.
God, the weenie,
you did the same thing in Conan and in Terminator and all of those films. You were naked, so don't complain about it. But it was kind of like a shock to me that you would follow my footsteps that closely.
But we don't know if that was his weenie or not, because there was a lot of talk that it was a prosthetic.
Arnold said weenie.
I know, that just sounded like the weenie.
So there's actors on actors, and then there's late night talk show hosts against late night talk show hosts. I thought this was really funny. A little showdown between Seth Meyers and Jimmy Kimmel.
The reason that you are here in Los Angeles is why exactly?
Oh, just to see old friends and
Yeah, and also like the Emmys are coming up.
I mean, if you say so.
They make you come out. And they make you do events, right?
Yeah, Emmy press, you would call it?
Yes,
yeah.
Emmy press.
Yeah,
and
sort of campaigning, if you will.
Would you say this would fall into that category?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I like the idea of being out here and having voters remember that I have a show and stuff, yeah.
Yes, and would you say that it's a little odd, seeing as how we are in the same category, that you would be here on my show to promote your Emmy nomination?
Oh, are you saying that it's weird that because you're the competition, I'm using your show to get a nomination?
Yeah, which could potentially bump me out, you know? I mean, it's kind of like when you're watching CNN, you see a commercial for Fox News, like that kind of thing.
I'm sorry, am I Fox News in this analogy?
No, you're Newsmax in this analogy.
A heckler at the Diddy trial? This is why this needs to be on Court TV, Barnes. A woman named Jacqueline Candor Williams. She's been a regular inside and outside of the courthouse. Like, she's like talking into her cell phone all the time, like she's a reporter. Yeah, right in the middle. She's like, these MFers are laughing at you. She yelled at Diddy. That's what she said in the courtroom after shouting his name, a few profanities, and then she yelled, "You're laughing at a black man's legacy," before adding, "Pull your gun out, ninja. I dare you."
Whoa.
What?
I can't believe this is not televised.
She was removed, but she's still allowed to show up outside. Just can't come inside. What?
Some of the people now who are on trial are coming out then retelling their stories for media afterwards. You see the hotel guy?
Yeah.
At Diddy had the cash machine going, gave him $100,000 to get that tape. total circus.
I would be glued to the TV.
Yeah. If you could get in there and go to the trial, like you can go to any trial.
Blake Lively is no longer pursuing claims for emotional distress in her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. The move comes after a judge overseeing this whole case turned down her bid to refile the claim at a later stage. I guess it's not relevant to the case anymore, so she has decided to dismiss that part of it. When is that drama ever going to end?
That's a whole year away. They got to get rid of Diddy and then bring that in.
It's unbelievable.
You think they'll televise that one?
I would be so happy if they did.
Knowing how much of an opportunist she is, I wouldn't doubt that they would probably sell the rights to it if they could.
One more from the courtroom, Barnes. Smokey Robinson is filing a $500 million countersuit after being accused of sexual assault. Remember the 4 women?
Oh, yeah.
That came out. Well, he's accusing them of defamation, slander, intentional infliction of emotional distress, financial elder abuse, and invasion of privacy in his cross complaint. Where is that one going to go? You know that I'm a huge Cillian Murphy fan, right?
Yes.
There's another big announcement for him. He's going to be in 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Director Danny Boyle just confirmed that. Wow, it comes in theaters January the 16th. Of course, he's got all that Peaky Blinders stuff coming out, too. You know, I'm sorry that Crash is not here, but...
He's in there getting his traffic ready, but yeah.
The Savannah Bananas, that's the baseball team known for their unique spin on baseball, have caught the attention of the CW. They have landed a television broadcast of their upcoming game in Philly. It's called Banana Ball.
Totally killing it. Everywhere they go, they sell out multiple nights. It's such a well-orchestrated thing. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. It's so perfect.
I had no idea, but you think this might end up being something regular? Could be.
But their shtick kind of runs out. It'd be hard to have so much new stuff enough to have multiple shows, like TV shows.
You know, earlier in Sleaze, we were talking about actors on actors, which I absolutely love. Well, how about this one? Who knew that Brad Pitt was a fan of Adam Sandler? Here he is telling Adam Sandler his favorite Adam Sandler story.
This is my favorite Adam Sandler story. You were at NYU.
Yes.
And it was an acting coach, I believe, or acting professor.
Acting professor, yeah.
He took you out for a beer.
Yeah, something like that.
This way I'm told. He took you out for a beer.
Right.
And he kindly said to you,
yes,
think about something else.
Exactly.
Listen, you got heart, but you don't have it. You don't have it.
Yeah, right.
Choose another path.
Oh, yeah.
Truth?
It was like that.
There's a second part to the story.
Yeah.
This is why it's my favorite Adam Sandler story, and I think it says a lot about you. You ran into him at the height, when you were getting the ultimate payday, and you're with a bunch of friends, and you run into him at a bar.
Yeah.
Anyone would think that's the opportunity where you go, you rub it in his face. And what you did was you said hi, and you introduced him to your friends, and you said, this is the only teacher to ever buy me a beer.
Something like that. That's right. Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
I love it.
Of course.
Man, that says a lot about his character. A lot.
It really does.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Former U.S. Navy SEAL Sean Ryan captures real stories about sacrifice and strength.
We go into this hooch searching for Christ knows what.
Regardless if anybody else does it, will you do it?
There's a lot of things that are hurtful and disturbing.
Can't get anybody to talk about it.
Uncovering truth with the heroes who live to tell it.
There's a saying, there's no atheist in a foxhole.
That was the hardest part for you coming home.
Was.
How'd you get through it?
I worked hard.
The Sean Ryan Show.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
I saw this. I totally forgot that Ben Affleck's dad was a janitor at Harvard. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's where the whole movie idea came from.
I know, but I guess I spaced about it. But he just did another new interview with GQ talking about that and how it inspired the writing for Good Will Hunting with his pal Matt Damon.
My father had that job at Harvard, was a janitor. I think at the time, like a lot of young people and maybe even older people really wanted to have my dad to be a hero. And I think I took some of that and into that sort of idea, but we really just, faked it. And when we had to have elaborate, sophisticated mathematical solutions, we had to call on people who could do that. We heard that on Star Trek, when they were going to write their sci-fi stuff, the writers would just say tech, tech, tech. So we did it. And then people were like, I'm sorry, what is the tech? And we were like, oh, we thought that was a thing. That's not how you do it in the show business. And they were like, no one does that. And then, we had mathematicians at MIT who kind of, and by the way, they could have been totally making it up. You know what I mean? We looked at it like, yeah, that looks good. Like, yeah, okay, guys, you got.
In another interview with GQ, this is actually kind of brilliant. Tell me what you think about this. Sydney Sweeney was talking to GQ. She said she's had all these requests from her fans asking for her bath water. Last year, she did this ad for Squatch body wash. She was talking to the camera while she was soaking in the bathtub. So now she's partnered with them. It's a limited edition soap bar called Bathwater Bliss. How would you like to have some of Sydney's Bathwater Bliss?
Well, here's the thing. You said people were asking for it, but then once she did this deal, everyone was balking at it, saying, I can't believe you would sell your bathwater.
Well, guess what, though? It's limited edition, which I think is smart because once the 5,000 bars are gone, they're gone.
You want to bathe with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater? It's condensed into a soap?
I'm just saying.
You pervert? The hell kind of gift is that? Now, if it was Reese Witherspoon's, I might buy it. But no, that's just dumb. Come on.
I know, but I saw that and I thought, she's capitalizing on it. I thought you'd...
Youngblood, the singer, has his blood in some limited edition album in the vinyl.
I saw that.
Now, I don't know if that's really his blood, but I kind of believe it probably is.
But are you okay with people capitalizing on their success? Because I saw this story. I was completely not surprised because all these artists have bars on Broadway in Nashville. Well, Post Malone now is going to have the largest one. It's like, my bar's bigger than your bar. This one's going to be 26,000 square feet with 6 bars, 3 stages, and a rooftop. Everybody's like, my bar's bigger. Now his is going to be the biggest.
Is there anyone more commercial than Post Malone and still likable? You know what I mean? Like, he's so likable. But who was the first?
I'm trying to think because it's like...
to do a bar.
It's like Luke Bryan had one, then Jason Aldean, and then like Kid Rock.
There's so many of them.
Even John Bon Jovi's got a bar on Broadway. It's like, what?
How are there that many people to keep all of those bars open? Are they just vanity projects where they just have them?
Jelly Roll. Well, of course. They don't really put their own money in it. It's a licensing deal.
Oh, they don't? So they have the money.
And then you have to make so many appearances a year and stuff, but they're all banking on it.
Oh.
Where's the Morning X bar with Barnes and Leslie?
That would never fly. We barely get listeners, much less a bar. People don't want to eat anything we're touching. No chance.
That is your celebrity sleaze.
I am Michael Rosenbaum.
I am Tom Welling.
Welcome to Talkville,
where it's fun to talk about Smallville.
We're going to be talking to sometimes guest stars.
Are you liking the direction Lois is going in?
Yeah, because I'm getting more screen time.
That's good.
But mostly it's just me and Tom remembering.
I think we all feel like there was a scene missing here.
You got me, Tom.
Let's revisit it. Let's look at it. See what we remember.
I had never been around anything like that before. I mean, it was so fun.
Talkville.
I just had a flashback.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Let's get into it.